Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Ferdinand, and a very pleasant night to the loyal opposition. You're an expert now, Dr. Ferdinand.
Yeah, let me
You're an expert
expert.
now, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
graduate you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Top
tell
notch
you.
now. You just like Dave now, man.
I'm
you
I'm
know,
still learning. I'm still learning.
mhm,
Trust me. Trust me.
yeah. In your opening remarks, I heard you mention this whole idea about climate change.
Yes.
And that's a real interesting. Those are some real interesting words, you hear banded about it on all the different media stations these days, it's because of climate change. What happened in Texas, climate change, all over the place, climate change, Um, I heard you mention also and this whole concept of climate change, that we're having people still, to be more specific, the Prime Minister of Barbados, you know, purchasing properties adjacent to the sea.
Yeah.
And you
What
just
you
you just
remember
wonder. Hmm.
you remember uh President Barack Obama. Don't get vexed with me for because he's a black man. Don't get upset with me. Okay, so let me get rid of that right off the bat. President Barack Obama, one of the proponents of climate change, purchased a multi-million dollar mansion right on the beach.
Hmm.
And I asked the question quite seriously. I wasn't suggesting that he didn't have a right to buy it. I think he has a right if he has the money buy it. But it would seem to me rather strange that
Hmm.
a major proponent of climate change would buy a property sitting on the beach with the water coming straight up the sand into his front yard,
Hmm.
given increasing in the height of sea levels.
Sea levels, yeah. So,
Multi-million dollar property. That don't sound right to me. And then the
no.
Prime Minister of Barbados is going to divest
Hmm.
of the whole tongue area for the construction of hotels. But I thought we were having a threat of rising sea levels.
Hmm.
Why would you do that?
Somebody
So I
confused.
don't buy it. I don't buy into that foolishness. I don't buy into that.
No, I would like to ask mom, if she owned a property in Calawash, which is a few
Oh
hundred
dear.
yards away from another property in Coxhill, which is on to Calawash. So, you know, mom could come and answer these questions for us, right? Whether
Hmm.
she owns a property in Calawash, which is by the sea, Coxhill by the sea, that's two. And then we've got to look at the proximity of George River to these two properties. And all of that is the MAM triangle, all adjacent to the sea. And we wonder
I
why,
tell you.
you know, we wonder why. Climate change. Put on that first video there, Dr. Ferdinand.
Now,
There's a
which
clip,
one do you want me to go with first? The
there's a
one with
clip
the
there there's
gentleman,
a clip there for the nation, from the nation.
right?
That's the
That's the
first one
one
I
with
said.
that's the one with the gentleman speaking in the green hat.
And then there's a lady speaking also, it was an interview from
Okay,
the
I'm going to
nation.
try to
Play
pull it
that
up
one.
here.
You gotta try
Um,
to, remind the folks of what transpired back then, Hmm.
right. I just want to be sure I have it on
So
the screen.
don't play it
Let
yet.
me.
Don't play it yet, Dr. Ferdinand. Don't click it
Okay.
yet. You gotta read
Okay.
those stop words there. It says nation update. Update. There's an update. This is not really the first story. There's an update. So something happened before.
Okay. Uh huh.
Relief. Relief coming
For St.
for St.
Joseph.
Joseph. And this
Okay.
is this is nearly 6 months ago. 6 months ago.
Okay.
Relief
Okay.
coming for St. Joseph, but they didn't say when. But they say relief coming for St. Joseph. Play the video there, Dr. Ferdinand.
Yes, sir. I will. I
Mm-hmm.
will. Just and you just confirm you're hearing it.
Oh boy.
The vehicle sound like a symbol. There's a
Mm-hmm.
rattling noise right
You
now.
know,
The tail lights are getting set. with the ramming noise on the vehicles. I guess they have to change brakes, they have to change shocks. You know what I mean? It is terrible.
And then sometimes, I drop in the morning, tire goes flat because, it's sudden impact.
I have had an
Yeah.
experience where I dropped into a hole. My tire burst on the spot. Someone suggested to go to NTW, and it was so much drama. I had to prove that the car was mine. I had to
Yep,
prove
yep.
the insurance. I had to prove
That
the
happened to
license.
me.
So I just give up. So it's useless when you drop into a hole and you get your car damaged. You get any kind of compensation. Another thing is that the most frustrating part of it is when the rain falls. Because when the rain falls and the water settles, you don't know what is whole for what is main road. And that's what is scary about it, because you might go across a pool of water and
Taking it.
realize it's a well. It's a well that you dropped in and caused damage to your vehicle.
Look when you understand that, make people got to me here then. I don't know, got this here as people. You understand? And all of this partly where you can say, I know. It's all about it.
Have you voiced these concerns to NPW or being represented?
You know, yeah, as CW come, they tell me they want exam paper, they want everything we produce. And nobody is starting with that thing last year. Last year they come. Every minute they come and do one thing, but nobody don't ever come back. So we agree that this is just a moat to moat. Nobody's saying back. I know it's gonna happen there at the start. I know I'm gonna lose customers. Or they're not gonna finish. They're not gonna finish. I heard in my mouth. They're not gonna finish.
Are you realize what happened there, Dr. Fernand? The lady in
Yep.
red said that this report was made to MTW since last year. And this is the nation now interviewing this year. So in 2024, these individuals in St. Joseph expressed their concerns about what's going on in St. Joseph. And this is the nation now turning up for an update. And this is 6 months after, Dr. Fernand, 6 months after. And I want to show you what is happening now in St. Joseph. I must tell you up front, we only have in St. Joseph about 1 kilometer, only 1 kilometer of road, at least 1 kilometer of road paved in St. Joseph. A little piece in Suriname, and another piece now in Vaughan number 2. So you go Vaughan number 2, between the two graveyards, you got a little piece. You add on that piece to the little piece in Suriname, and about 1 kilometer or maybe just over 1 kilometer of road, Dr. Fernand, in St. Joseph. After all those complaints that started in 2024, this is where we are, with the nation going for an update. 6 months ago, this is where we are now in St. Joseph. Today is the 14th of July, 2025. Play some more of those videos there, Dr.
Yes,
Fernand.
sir. And
Show the
before
folks what's
before
going on.
before I do that,
Yes, sir.
I can empathize with these people, Victor,
Mhm.
because several years ago, just around by Laura Estate, where they have the roundabout, just further down where I think you turn into that area, a little industrial area with fasteners and bolts or something like that.
Right, right.
One night, I was going down. I think I was going to a function, and I slammed into a pothole, busted my tire, bent my rim, knocked out my halogen. These headlights that carry a
Yeah,
computerized
yeah.
system in the light. Victor, the repair bill for that vehicle was $4,000+. I never received a cent from the Ministry of Transport and Works, and I
Mhm.
sold the vehicle in that condition.
Oh.
All right, and Mike, and it was a rare car. It was a Mazda 6 Sports version,
Mhm.
and I had no intention of getting rid of the vehicle, none. But what the lady said is correct. Horrors dealing
All
with the
right.
Ministry of Transport and Works, and even
Mhm.
though I knew people in there,
Mhm.
I
It's not
still,
about pulling a string.
you
You
know,
don't want to pull a string.
no. But listen, when they responded to me, make a
Mhm.
guess when they responded to me in the affirmative. Make a guess.
The car done sell and gone.
Car done sent and gone 2 years later to send me a letter. 2 years later to send me a letter. I said, well, in the point, you know, they didn't want to give me the money. They want to replace, you know, they want to purchase the rim, so they would provide the funding to McInerney for the rim and the lights and all that. I said, well, no point me engaging this because I no longer have a master.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the foolishness we have to put up
Here
with.
the
But anyhow,
gentleman
let
said
me,
just on the video. The gentleman said just
yeah,
on the video his vehicle sound like a symbol.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I have two. One sound like a symbol. I put it down. I still pay the insurance for it. You know, but you know I prefer not to drive that because that sound like a symbol too. You see, now
Right.
you know this road here is called Bonwell, and I feel you know it's synonymous with the whole concept of wells. Look to the left there. Look to the
But
left.
those are not wells. Those are not wells.
That's a swimming pool.
No, no, no. That's a drilling. That's a rig. That's a drilling. That's a oil drilling site. What you call them things now? They're drilling for oil. That ain't no no.
This is Bonwell in St. Joseph. And the reason why I'm here, Dr. Ferdinand, a transport board driver said to the people in that area, don't play no more videos yet. This is Bonwell. And a transport board driver said he has difficulty. It is against his conscience to take our buses, you know, Dr. Ferdinand, through Bonwell. He don't want to take buses through Bonwell because of the condition of the roads. You know, this is a bus driver that goes and collects his paycheck every week or every month or every fortnight, as the case may be. You know, he doesn't have to worry about the whole concept of the maintenance of a bus or whether it is sounding like a symbol or not. But he is saying to the people of St. Joseph that he is fed up bringing our buses through Bonwell because of the condition of the roads. But you find out in St. Joseph, they go and do Suriname. But of course, do Suriname. But that is a cul-de-sac. No buses don't travel through there. You're going to do between the graveyards so that when folks come to the funeral, you can see a nice paved area between the graveyard, Bond number 2. Of course, the one side Bond was bad, like all the roads in St. Joseph. But that is another cul-de-sac. Buses don't travel through there. Now I realize that they're going down in Phillips Road, Cleaver Hill in St. Joseph, and they milled down there sometime earlier this week with a view now of paving. That is another cul-de-sac. No buses don't travel through there, but this road, Dr. Ferdinand, the transport buses pass through there every single day to drop folks in Bonwell to and from Bridgetown. And this is the condition of the road. And these folks have been complaining for this road, not only the residents of the area, but the bus drivers. The bus drivers saying, you know,
I tell you. And
the
if there's a vehicle,
yeah,
that can handle a degree, not that they can handle any and everything, but a degree of rough terrain, rough roads. I
mhm,
mean, not offshore. I'm talking about not paved roads. If there's a vehicle that could accommodate it a bit, is a bus,
mhm.
because the suspension systems are designed for those purposes, heavy
But the
duty and so on.
yes,
Go ahead, go
but the
ahead.
bus driver, saying now he's fed up coming through there because all he realized that he's doing is mashing up our buses by taking them through there. So they're
Well, that
going and pave Suriname, they pave Vaughan number 2, they're going to pave Phillips Road. No buses don't travel through there. Those roads need paving. Of course, yes, of course, pave them. But why neglect? And this is coming up the hill from
oh
McCulloch Bridge. You see
yeah.
the look to the
What
left.
road?
Look to the
That's not
left
a
there.
road.
No.
That's not a road.
Oh, forgive me, Dr. Ferdinand. Forgive me, man. Forgive me. That's where the buses have to pass.
No, no,
This
no,
is
no,
this
no, no,
this
no.
is the point. No, this is the point. Dr. Ferdinand, look to the left. What are you seeing to the left?
I'm seeing a mud trap clearly where vehicles are trying to avoid that pothole
Yes. So
and
that's
trying to
what
avoid the pothole on the right hand side too. So their wheel
that
is on
is
the
why
mud.
the buses now
Yeah.
have to go through the King Ground in Barnwell Road in order to service the people of
Wow.
Barnwell
Wow.
Road.
Wow.
And this has been going on now for years. For
Wow.
years. And you hear what they say, in our nation clip, relief coming soon. Soon what?
And
Nonsense.
and and this one here now, what's this? What's this one? That's a carrot road. That's a carrot track.
Don't, man, no,
No, that's a carrot road.
Dr. Ferdinand, Dr. Ferdinand, I live in St. Joseph. I
What?
like to telling the
No,
truth, man, but don't insult my roads, man.
no.
Don't insult
What's
my
that?
roads.
But
Huh?
that's a carrot road, Victor. Look at the grass
Yes.
growing up in the middle.
But Dr. Ferdinand, people live up in there. Josephines live up in there. That is what you call the ridge. Dr.
Oh,
Ferdinand, you see to the left there where you see all those bush. To
yes,
the left,
yes.
all that area there where the bushes, we have gabions packed in there. That is one of the roads that the constituency rep abandoned, forgot, because they started the gabion work right to the left there. Gabions going up straight up through that grass, straight there. Continue the video and up that hill. That leads to Coconut Grove. Stop it there. That leads to Coconut Grove. All of that is a public road. That's the public road that we call the ridge. The ridge that comes from Gagson area up to Coconut Grove and up to Upper Parks and Lower Parks. Don't cry, Dr. Ferdinand. That
Victor,
is it.
Victor,
That is a public
Victor,
road.
Victor. No, no, no. Victor.
That is the one that the representative for St. Joseph started on. Pack all the Gabians. The Gabians didn't even finish back yet. Abandoned that part of it. But I gotta show you another part. I gotta
But
show you
wait, wait,
another
wait,
part of
wait,
the
wait.
ridge.
But before we
This is
even move on to that next part, didn't the
yes, sir.
government acquire in 2018, to the best of my memory, and people can correct me, I am not the greatest, they tell me that I have a brilliant memory. I can remember everything. The recall is the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But I recall a large loan of 200 and something $million for infrastructural development when this government came to office in 2018 from the Inter-American Development Bank.
Oh, hold it there, Dr. Ferdinand. Hold it there. At a St. Joseph Speaks meeting at Grantley Adams, the representative for St. Joseph said the people of St. Joseph can wait. You
No,
understand that, Dr.
no, no,
Ferdinand?
no, 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 no,
At a
no,
meeting, at
no,
a meeting
no,
at the Grantley Adams School at
no.
St. Joseph Speaks, the representative for St. Joseph said that the people of St. Joseph can wait. And this is what we are subjected to in waiting.
But this is the other one here now. What's this here?
Now hold it there. Hold it there again, Dr. Ferdinand. You stop the car. Stop it right there. You see where that car is?
Yes, sir.
That car going off the road.
What you're saying? There's a pothole up
Just
there,
like the Manuel.
but this
That,
this looks like
but
good road.
this is the main road that leads from the Grantley Adams area, Bathsheba. Is going to go straight down now to Parcel. You're going straight down by Andrew's factory and going on down to Groves. That is it. And right at that point, in the Blackman's Corner area, you
Yeah.
have some wells there in the road. And just like in Bonwell, this is what the vehicles have to do. They have to go off the road in order to shun the potholes in the road. Play the video there, and you'll realize what those vehicles are doing. Play the video. Rewind it again. Pull it back. Pull it back. Pull it back. Pull it back. Right. Pull it back. Pull the car back, Dr. Ferdinand. Right. You see that? Watch where that car going up. He can't go off the road. He's showing the
But
pothole.
Victor, I have spent several years in the Cayman Islands,
Mm-hmm.
and what I've observed. Here's another one. Here's another
Yeah, yeah.
two.
Watch the two of those. Watch it. You see the guy. You see the guy behind. say he cannot do what the guy on the left is doing, going through the campground on the left, so he's going to the right. So the vehicle having now to be driving, watch the two vehicles, watch it. Bring them down there, Dr. Ferdinand, bring them down. Hold it right there. You see what the guy on the right is doing? The guy on the left going up through the campground, and the guy on the right driving on the right side of the road just to avoid those potholes. And that is on
Well,
the main road. That is on the main road, Dr. Ferdinand.
well, let me make sure I don't let his registration number be visible, because he
Fine.
would just he would just have broken the law, going over the right hand side of the road.
Yes.
But
Yes.
no, quite seriously, Victor, this is very serious. Um,
Mhm.
I know there is an attempt to fix the roads in Barbados. I've seen road works going on, but for the life of me, um, my father was in the Ministry of Transport and Works, MCW, I think it was at the time, because I was a young pop squeak at the time.
Mhm.
I think it was MCW, and what did I go and do here now? I don't know what I went and did on my screen.
But I got one more there still further that I want you to show.
I
Because
gotta try and
you know,
get back how my screen was
yeah,
before. So
man, you
give
can
me a
get back
chance.
there.
Let me
Take it
get back.
easy, man. Yeah.
But that oh no, I don't want to leave the studio. But that being as it is, okay, let me try this one. He worked in the MCW for many years,
Mhm.
and I see people doing road repairs over and over and over and over with tar dropping into a hole. And I'm asking, but you mean after all these years, we haven't learned that when you drop tar in a hole and the rain falls, the tar can get washed out, and because of erosion, because of the rubble, the reaction, the rubbing of the stone against where it's sitting, the hole you patch actually gets bigger than what it was previously. And I can't understand. Can't these people come up with a different solution to the problem?
I don't know. There's two things. I went into Dublin Road today, and I got the biggest shock of my life. I mean, it was a shock, right? This is in Belplain in St Andrew,
Uh-huh.
Dublin Road, and this is a road that took years. When I tell you years, years, Dr. Ferdinand, to be repaired, and they put down gabions, they paved the road. And I gone up through there today, and just where they put down the gabions, the whole road collapsed. Collapsed. I mean, gone down about 3 to 4 feet down in the ground. The whole road that paved Barbara Green, put down gabions, everything, and the whole road collapsed. I said those folks in Dublin Road by plane must feel really bad because they've waited for years, years, Dr. Ferdinand, for those repairs. And I was so hurt today to go up in
Mm.
there and realize that the whole road collapsed. But I want to show you, pull up there, you have a
Let
still
me
photo
see.
there. Is that a still photo or video? But
Let me see
I
if
want to
I
show you this one. The people of Barbados must see this.
let me see if I can find it, because I'm just looking at what Marcia sent to me, and I'm
Mm.
not seeing anything more than those four videos. Sorry, three videos, and they still shot with the one going up the hill. I am not seeing anything else, unfortunately. So you might have to talk us through that one.
Yeah, well, fine. But Dr. Ferdinand, I guess you would have observed. You would have observed that a lot of milling paving has occurred in this country during the time of World Cup cricket.
Yes,
You
sir.
can recall that.
Yes, sir.
We know that we saw a lot of roads where there's milling paved. mill and pave. I would have gone down to by Gibbs. Maybe had the issue down there with the Gibbs Gully. And I saw C.O. Williams doing some work down in that area. And those folks excavate, excavate. They bring in the marl, they pop, they pop, they pop, they ram, they pop, they ram, they pop. All that's happening in Gibbs, St. Peter. But you know what happened during our milling pave? You saw what happened, Dr. Ferdinand. You ain't blind, Dr. Ferdinand. You saw what happened.
I saw.
You know,
I
they
saw.
mill, they mill this evening and pave tonight. Mill in the evening, pave in the night. That is exactly what happened to the Ridge Road in St. Joseph. You know, up there where you say that that is not a road, that's a cat road, Dr. Ferdinand, a portion of that road was paved. It was paved. And you know what paved on? Dr. Ferdinand, tell me. The whole road swell up. You know when the road swell up and cracking, ball up, that now the vehicles shunning it. And this is a road that is under repairs. And the representative for St. Joseph felt proud about that road, that they paved the Ridge Road. Go drive through the Ridge Road now. You will see the same Ridge Road that is incomplete. It is incomplete because the portion of the Ridge Road leads up the hill onto that portion of road that you just call a cat road. That leads then up to Coconut Grove. That portion of the road that was paved years ago because the project had died because practically it's abandoned now. What is happening to that road? Because of the lack of quality of work
Uh,
that they shave off the mud, put on Barbara Green, and then come to the media for stamp of approval. I want to say for the road works that we are hoping will transfer in St. Joseph soon, that the road works is not reflective of what they did in the Ridge. We don't want no person, we don't want no company coming to St. Joseph and doing the quality or lack thereof what we have experienced in the Ridge.
in the
And I
Ridge,
would have
in the
loved
Ridge
for you to
area.
see that because the Mr. Ferdinand, that's an area that was paved,
Yeah.
milled and paved, but they milled mud and put the Barbara Green on top of the mud. Then
That's
call
not
in the media.
that's
You
not a good
know,
idea. That's not a
yes,
good idea. Not
and
in
you
St.
know,
Joseph, not in St. Andrew. Bad
but
idea. Very,
that
very
is
bad idea.
exactly what happened in the
Very bad idea.
Ridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't want them now coming to St. Joseph close now to. I heard you said just now we have an election in October, Dr. Ferdinand.
Well, I heard so. I heard so.
Some,
I can't confirm that. All I know is I hearing a lot of election stuff in the air when you look around and see all of these ad hoc knee jerk things being done without any kind of planning, without any kind of common sense, without any kind of strategy. One is left to believe that they're just trying to make Barbadians think that they're doing something because the election is near. But what I will say, Victor, I mean, there's just so much you could share for us with regards to this. I mean, I believe we could go through almost every parish in this country, and you can find a similar story. And you know, I talk with people daily. I have good friends at Automotive Art, and they tell me the stories. You know, every day, every day, every day, people are coming in for new tires, new rims, and all kinds of things. You know, so
But Mr. Ferdinand, I had to come to the people on this one
yes,
because
yes,
it is a bus driver that took the stance.
you're right,
A
right,
bus
right.
driver, a bus driver
Yeah,
says
yeah,
he
yeah.
don't want to take no. You see how wonderful buses we have now, beautiful.
Well,
And the bus
we
driver said, I don't want to take the buses through there no more. This is
I
St.
will
Joseph, Dr. Ferdinand. I
I will
gotta stand
go.
up. I gotta stand up for my people, man. Come on.
That, that Oh my goodness. Well, listen,
Yeah.
um, we have our next guest in
Mm,
the green room, so to speak, and
yeah.
want to make sure we give him some time because one or two of our guests that were scheduled to come in
Yeah.
tonight unfortunately can't make it. So I've given a little flexibility in terms of time and so on
Yeah.
because of that.
Before I go to Dr. Ferdinand, I must give credit to the Chinese. The Chinese working in Calawash area. I
Mm.
must say, you must give Jackie Jacket. The Chinese that are working in the Calawash area, they are doing an excellent job.